Hello, everyone. I'm still alive. Welcome to Let's Discuss, the series where I discuss things and let you guys talk about how dumb my points are in the comments. It's the new format for the Y series, which was so totally going to be a new playlist, but I'm indecisive, so. I was so totally going to release this video last year, but I'm terrible at staying motivated with YouTube. Also lazy. I can only play this game for so long. So, I'm a Monster Hunter fan. Who could have guessed, right? I've definitely never mentioned it before,
Ha! Monster Hunter. That's one.
but I've really only been playing since a few years after World came out, so you could call me a novice. But to say the Monster Hunter fanbase is made of beautiful, wonderful, lovely people singing Kumbaya isn't exactly correct. I'm no stranger to these sort of communities. I'm a Sonic and a Fallout fan. It's safe to say the MH community is great compared to these two. But I do often see the fanbase split on what Capcom did with World and Extension Rise. I could make a video of me counter-arguing veterans and newcomers alike, but I want to make it clear as day. I'm not here to do that. Sorry if that's what you came for. No, I make this series to give you a random person's opinion on random topics. Today I'm going to use Monster Hunter Rise as an excuse to talk about the franchise in general. Specifically, that one little thing that really bothers me about Rise, in particular when compared to other titles within the series. Let's discuss Monster Hunter Rise's presentation. Presentation is a very important part of any piece of media, really. That's obvious. I can't go to make a comic strip looking like this and expect people to like whatever I'm putting out. No, presentation is one of the most important pieces to a piece of media success. So, what exactly do I mean about Monster Hunter Rise's presentation? Well, I like most of it. The art style of this game is amazing. The layout of menus could use some work, and all the gauges are Monster Hunter enough. It's not the overall physical feel of the game, more so the drive. It's mostly just one thing I can't stand.
Roaming hill and dale, a gluttonous brute leaves a sluggish trail.
As you just saw, the idea behind introducing the monster to the player is fairly uniquely made for Rise. It's trying to give a more, mythological feel to each of the monsters. On its own, I think this is really good. Narration and style really suit Rise to its fullest. It's nice, it's just that it's missing something. Something that I think is best shown with a different game. Let's talk about Monster Hunter World. Monster Hunter has never really had a traditional story, more so the story of a game and the franchise is you and your adventure playing through it, start to finish. World, in a lot of ways, actually changed this by adding in more emphasis with expeditions you perform throughout the game. Expeditions aren't new to the Monster Hunter series. There has always been a free opened up map with no quest to partake in. You're free to harvest and gather resources. It's in a lot of ways simulating what an actual person would have to do to go hunting in real life before the modern era. Less hunt or die, so to speak. However, Monster Hunter World took the concept of expeditions and turned them up to 11. World has huge maps filled with nooks and crannies you can get lost in if you aren't careful. In a lot of ways, it mimics a real nature-like environment that makes each place feel fresh, new, exciting, and lived in. It adds to that whole gathering aspect. So what am I trying to say? Capcom made an intentional effort to try and make the environments cater to every monster you find in them with relatively decent success. The best example I can think of off the top of my head can be seen with the Elder's Recess. A good portion of the map has a very carved architecture contrasting with the large amounts of sharp crystals scattered throughout the higher regions of the map. So you'd likely expect to find a monster that essentially presses into the earth to attack, and this effort makes it feel like this is nature you're exploring, and it kind of makes a lot of maps in the other games feel really bland. But that's just a minor nitpick. Before you fight a monster, almost everyone has an individual personal animation or cutscene to introduce it as you find it on the field. With some exceptions, of course. Basil Keys counts in the intro section of these, by the way, because, well, Basil Keys is the intro. Oftentimes, you might not know what the monster is until you actually go out on a story expedition. The sense of wonder and mystery is so exciting, and it keeps you playing through the game. And Rise has the presentation before the hunt starts, with two exceptions being Magnamalo and whatever the fuck these things are. I will learn your names one day when I finally get to you. We're working on it. This is really the main issue I have with Rise. There's no sense of wonder driving you through the game except on these two occasions. Without a story, the game just seems to bog down the further you get into it. Even Generations, a game I'm currently doing a completionist run on because I'm a lunatic, has had a moment like World's format despite the fact that it has the same style of accepting quests that Rise does. I just recently came across Glavenus for the first time in the Collect Abyssal Mushrooms quest. Like, I knew he was in the area because I read the quest description, which, by the way, do that. Oh, sounds like a sharpening blade from deep within the forest? A fated 4 already? I'll have to look out for that. Mission starts. Oh, okay, we're just getting into it. Alright. Personally, since I started with World, the idea of feeling something rather than just the hunt has become almost an expectation at this point, at least with the first time encountering the monster. Like, maybe it's just because, as I'm writing this, I'm currently fighting Alatreon, but I don't think it's that I've just fought them before. I really enjoyed just randomly seeing Glavenus in my face after starting a Collect Mushroom quest. It's exciting. It's kind of why I play Monster Hunter. And Rice just doesn't really have that same impact in the heat of the moment. It's more so anticipation of the fight rather than hyping it up. Just quest after quest to what almost seems like Capcom trying to get through each monster as quickly as possible. Like you see Magnamalo at the end of the first Rampage quest, which don't even get me started with Rampages. And afterwards you don't actually fight him until the very end of the next quest star ranks. And it's so awkward because he's hyped up to be this big, almost mastermind-like creature behind that Rampages. You get there, you go to his icon on the map, and he's just walking around. It's only after you beat the next Rampage quest that you actually learn that it's not Magnamalo, actually. It's whatever the fuck this thing is. There are some interesting fights in Rise. The first one that comes to mind is Goss Harag. Just a really cool design, and his intro starts with him killing some random small monsters, like take the Elder Dragon Val Hazak in Monster Hunter World, for example. The whole entire start of the quest is just, you walk and you travel all the way down to the bottom following all these tracks. And you get down there, and it gets more and more disturbing. Like, the amount of dead material in the area around you just really sets the mood so that when he finally comes out in his slimy glory, it's so memorable. Which, compared to like Gas Harag, for example, he just they just show him killing a popo. Both of these monsters have a scary like tone going for them, and yet I remember one so much more because of how it's presented. I had to look up Gas Harag's name for this video because I couldn't remember how to spell it. And yet Val Hazak, it's kind of ironic because both of these monsters have terrible hitboxes in the same way, but when it comes down to it, based on design, I'd say Goss is more creepy. Like, look at this guy. He stares into your soul. He knows you ate strawberry Hostess cupcakes for breakfast this morning, and you really feel mixed about it. He wants you to feel bad about it. To feel sin for what Hostess did. For piquing your curiosity. It's just kind of disappointing at this point, which, yes, it's actually another reason why I'm comparing this franchise's fanbase to Sonic and Fallout's. It all feels so meaningless and hollow. Like, I just started this game series, and I can already tell you, Lagombi and Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate has a more creepy tone than Gas Harag has in Rise. And it all comes down to that presentation. I'm sure many veterans would likely agree with me on that. There's a difference between me and many veterans, though. I have hope. And also, I need to beat whatever the hell this thing is. Overall, in the grand scheme of things, I can't hate Rise. I love this game franchise, and I've only been playing for 2 years now. And yes, as a fan of other failing franchises, it's really not that bad. I guess it's why Rise just won't ever be my favorite Monster Hunter. Presentation is key, and World will always be far superior to Rise in that aspect. I mean, that could change in the future. You never know. I'm open to suggestions. You never know. Oh, and also the supernovas do not make Monster Hunter World feel like an MMO. End card insert here. Thanks for watching. I haven't uploaded in a while because I've been working on a project, so next I should be getting One Style episodes 21 and possibly 22 out. I would continue RL Craft, but that's gonna take some work. I might have accidentally deleted the modding service. It will come back eventually, I promise. There's also a new series coming out soon that won't be uploaded too frequently, probably. And then another one also that will probably be uploaded to every now and again, more so like as I'm playing. It is a game franchise series. But definitely expect to follow up to this video whenever Sunbreak releases, because I will continue my critique. I might make a second video before that though, talking about rampages, but I honestly don't know what I'm going to say. Besides that, I don't really like them very much. But anyways, again, thank you for watching. If you got caught out in this video, I really want to know what MMO you played that made you go, Supernova equates to MMO. Please tell me. I really want to know, because it sounds like you've played a lot of really terrible MMOs, and I feel bad for your soul. You need an MMO expert. Just come out. I can help you. But anyways, until next time, try not to die.